Intro, no.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast with host Kat Ward.
Hey, we got an achievement. Woohoo! We got another achievement. Put it up there. Woohoo! I don't know what the hell that is.
Hi, and welcome everyone to Ethereal Encounters Unveiled. Today we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans.
Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
You're listening to UFO Undercover with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
I had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night. They stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, you know. Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die, yo?" Reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol waving man.
You son of a
If you're
bitch.
from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
You son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Bitch. Son of a bitch. Welcome to UFO Undercover, everybody. You have reached the very strange and weird world of Joe and Jay and Joe, and not telling what's going on around here tonight. Anyway, if you're listening to us, wherever you happen to be listening to us on our big, beautiful blue planet, as far as I know, we reach every time zone on the planet. This particular show, as far as I know, reaches every country on the planet. It's been around for
there are 219 countries, and we hit, I think, 185.
Not on this show. This show's well over 200 forever. Since this show, since about 2005 or 2006, it's reached every country, including.
You're right. I must be thinking news on the flip side is one.
Oh yeah, news on the flip side. Yeah, it's got about 185. Like Arthur's Quill, I think does 165. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Jeffrey's somewhere in the 160 to 175. And I mean, I have to go look and see to be sure, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he's up in that edge. People, the station's 30 years old. We've been a worldwide broadcasting since day one. So when we started out,
but you've only had me for the last 10 years.
That's right. But when we started 30 years ago, and we inherited Pioneer Radio. Pioneer Radio was already in China and other places and all over Europe and stuff. So we inherited that, and then we inherited OzzyCast, which is a long story, but that put us in other places, and then as we started to grow, other people picked us up on different servers, and SATCOM companies picked us up, like Satcom Satellite Division picked us up. We're still there. We've been there with them for 20 years. They broadcast us, and I forgot how many countries. But regardless, even we even get overlap in some countries. The U.S. we broadcast to around 400 American cities. And you know, when I say that now, people don't get crazy. Some of these cities we have, I don't know. I think in Yazoo City, Mississippi, we have like 10 listeners, but still, it's pretty good. Yazoo, Mississippi. Who the hell's even in Yazoo, Mississippi? I'm not hating
Yazoo's, of course.
Yes, I'm not hating people. I'm in Mississippi myself.
Where's Blue in the house? He's researching with us tonight.
You know, he looks like lunch, man. Down here, we'd make lunch.
He is hungry.
Little crab meat stuffing, man. Some shrooms, a little green pepper, a little onion.
He's a bony, skinny little baby kitten. There ain't no meat on.
You know what we would use? We would use the trilogy and the Pope on him. Yeah, people ask me Saturday what the trilogy and the Pope is. No, it's not for this show. But ask me Saturday.
It's spices.
Yes, it is. It is spices. It is.
I only know that because going through college, I worked in several nice restaurants. But I mean, you hear those kind of things, and it was always interesting cooking. As a kid, I don't know about you, but I used to watch The Galloping Gourmet. Do you remember him? That English feller?
Yep. So we got him, and then we got some old couillon, crazy Creole guy.
The guy Onion, that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but he was funny. It's got some onion.
Yeah, he was weird. I mean, there was a couple of crazy Cajuns that cooked. There's a lot. I mean, if you were into food, there was a lot of. And there's a lot of food channels you can watch now. Not all of them as good as some are good though.
Yeah.
It's but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I really do hope you're doing how good wherever you are on our big beautiful blue planet. And you know, we're going to be discussing stuff that's near and dear to our hearts. I mean, we talk about this a lot, but just tonight though, we may extend this out since we're in the holiday season. We're looking for something a little lighter than some of the deeper stuff we get into. and I'm not sure how I want to do guest because I got like 5 of them, 5 to 6 of them. I got to figure out where I want to put them right now, but it's hard when we're getting into the holidays because there's certain topics I'd like to get into, but with some of the guests I got coming on, the topics don't always. For this month, it would be okay because it's October. Let's be honest, and we're 16 days out of Halloween. So, oh man, I forgot that I usually play Halloween music, but I forgot tonight to play it then. Or eerie sounds of sad. That's even better. But anyway, so we're gonna keep it a little bit like so. We're gonna do like the top 5 latest UFO sightings. Then we may get in a couple more, and then we're gonna do the prominent 5 alien abduction cases in ufology. Now, whether or not you think those are the most famous or the best or the ones with the most evidence, that's beside the point for the night. These are just the ones when you ask somebody in ufology, they're going to say these cases. This is not true for the UFO cases we're going to be talking about. The UFO cases we're talking about tonight are more modern cases.
Yeah. I was shocked at the list. I mean, we have it scrolling on the bottom there.
Yes.
Roswell's not in there. Bentwaters isn't in there. Quite a few of the big ones.
At the very end of it, it says if time permits, we'll get into more. But I mean, there's a lot of
those are for the abductions. But I mean, the UFO phenomenon. Oh well, the UFO phenomenon.
Well, we'll see.
There's one in there I didn't even know about, or haven't heard about. Maybe I've forgotten it. All the others I'm aware of. Let it scroll up here. It's I think it's the 3rd one. Oh wait, I can actually look at the banner here before it scrolls past. It was the lights above New Jersey. 2001, the Jersey Turnpike lights. I don't remember that at all. I mean, and I've been researching this as long as you have, so I missed. But the others are all. I mean, Nimitz one, and the other one is the 2015 one.
Well, see, so the Turnpike one, the first time I even heard about anything about this, somebody was telling me about the Jersey Devil. And whatever highway to Jersey Devil, and they go on and on and on and on and on about it. And then the 2 of them got to tell him, but there was this incident on the Turnpike a while back, and then it happened again in 2001. They went in and told me, but the problem for me was that was really the only place I had heard it from. It's hard to judge a case sometimes when it's
I don't remember the UFO part of it, but I remember the Jersey Devil case.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Yeah,
we weren't prepared for this. I didn't look. I mean, I just came in here about 20 minutes ago and started fixing the banners. But the Jersey Turnpike one, no clue. The Jersey Devil one, as far as I recall, Route 66, the route that killed what's his name, famous actor. Used to go from, I think it was San Diego all the way across the desert we have out there in Nevada, all the way, and I think it terminated in New Jersey, but it went across the entire country, 66, and it went, I believe it went through parts of Virginia, a little bit of Maryland, and then and I think it terminated somewhere in New Jersey, and I think that the Jersey Devil stories revolve around that. The New Jersey Turnpike, however, is not 66. 66 is an east-west. The Jersey Turnpike is a north-south. So I don't know how they're connected. And maybe we need to look that case up. I've never ever heard or read anything on that case. So it's new.
Yeah, they well, I mean, this case has been around for a while now, but it just for some reason doesn't get talked about. But none of these cases we're looking at here,
25 years old, but still.
But compared to the primary cases that you'd normally talk about, it's a youngin. I mean, Roswell's 80 years old.
Yeah, or more.
Yeah, or more. Travis Walton's case has got to be 50 years old, or 45, 46 years old for sure.
Yeah.
It was way back in the 70s, or in the early 70s. So
yeah, his is probably closer to 50.
But I mean, here's a case we're going to talk about later on anyway, so we'll know. But
oh, here we go. New Jersey Turnpike lights. This came out 8 months ago.
Yeah, it just kind of sat there. It was one of those cases that For some reason, ufology just didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
They do that sometimes. It's weird though when the whole field just kind of sits off or something. But these are, by the way, this is History Channel's choice we're looking at.
Oh, okay. It wasn't you. So yeah, wow. All right. So this is like a multiple witness incident where people were pulling off the side of the roads, plural, like different highways in the area, and pulling their cars to the side of those roads, highways. The New Jersey Turnpike, I think, is 65 miles an hour, pretty fast, and it's rutted like hell. It's a very dangerous road, and they're pulling over to watch these things. That's bizarre.
It's like I said, for some reason it just didn't really get that pull that you expected to see out of the case.
I mean, never heard of it.
What's that, Christopher? You know what? I'll check and see in a little while. Yeah. No, I was playing around with it earlier. I was playing with this computer and I got to playing with Pal Talk. So I hadn't really did anything with it yet. So it was doing whatever its upgrades, seeing if it was finished doing its install, whatever the hell it was doing. I was busy playing with other stuff. When I do archives, I got to keep archives up for him. Michelle's a meanie, man. You don't keep them archives up, she will smack you.
This story was posted this year, but apparently this took place in 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah. July 15th, 2001. Around 12:30 a.m., several witnesses reported seeing a formation of golden orange lit balls or lights hovering silently over the turnpike near Cataract, New Jersey. Never heard of it.
Cataract, New Jersey.
And get this. They described it as being arranged in a V-shaped pattern. Gee, doesn't that sound familiar?
It could have been a flock of birds. Could have been
Phoenix lights.
A group of planes. Yeah.
Flares. Flares.
Yeah.
It was flares, Joe. It was flares. Let's just
could
get
be
it
flares.
out.
You know, it could be flares. You know, it could be any of those things.
Not flares.
It could be flares, man. I see flares dropping feet.
It was sequentially emitted swamp gas that was bouncing off the light of Venus.
Oh no,
while
no,
a comet flew by.
It was just happened. Flares in swamp gas. That's what the problem is. And it kept lighting up the swamp gas.
While Venus was in the sun, while the comet, something happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just very interesting.
Here, Jim.
I don't know how you heard about it. Where did you hear about it?
I heard about it a long time ago, and then I just ignored it because it just didn't go anywhere, and you couldn't get hold of anybody. I was looking for people to talk to about it, but there wasn't really. I was going to invite somebody on the show and all, but I couldn't find anybody. Here, Michael, this is the link I'm on right now. These 5 I'm talking about. This is the link that they come off of right here. It's the History Channel link.
Oh yeah, here's the.
There you go. Bam.
Here's the Jersey one. I'll put that one in there.
And the Jersey one's in that link too. It's all that stuff's in there, but it was just one of those ones. But I was trying to keep it. I really was trying to stay within the last 20 years, but it ended up being the last 25 years. But still, for ufology, that's young because most stuff we talked about earlier. I mean, it's pretty old. And a lot of cases come out of the 70s. What about Michael Myers? What are you talking about, Michael Myers? Michael Horn? Billy Myers. Yes, Michael Myers.
Billy Meyer, yeah. MEIER.
Billy Meyer. Not Michael Myers. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's later in the month. That's next week or whatever.
Yeah, yes, it's a Halloweeny thingy, man. Yes. Look it up if you don't know who it is. So you're telling me a name, you don't even know who the hell it is. Shame on you. But anyway, that's a link that we're just pulling these off of that we're talking about. What do you mean? That was the first one. That was first in the link was that particular case. Yeah, we'll get you.
The second one I put up, it says Anthony Jones 72. That's the Jersey Turnpike event that I had shown on the screen a little earlier.
What the hell did I just do? Sorry, guys. I opened something I didn't want to open there for a minute. I was like, where'd that come from? Okay, so number 2 was what? Oh, the USS Nimitz Encounter in 2004. Well, frankly, my encounter in Nimitz is more interesting, but this is another one. So these guys came. This is another one ufology ignored. It didn't for a little bit, but then now it just ignores it. I don't hear about these guys anywhere.
Well, I mean, even the more recent ones that with the the Tic Tac video and the gimbal video and what's the other one? There's 3. They dropped 3 of them at once. It might be one of the one we're talking about here, the Nimitz one. They came out in, what was it, 2017, and they were recorded in 2015, these 3 incidents. And, you heard about them for like, as soon as they came out, like everyone was like, and now you ask people about it, like, what? Oh, never heard of it. It's just, swept away. No one is paying any attention, really.
So this, what is it? So it was F-18s were chasing it down. It was reappearing on radar at 60 miles. They said it was traveling at least 3 times the speed of sound. Okay, well, the Russian MiG can do that.
Only a few planes can do that, and we're one of them.
It's
and what is that the Tic Tac video that's the one that's here, the Nimitz?
It's the one. Let me see. There's one over here on the right somewhere.
No, the one that's the Nimitz one we're talking about, the number 4,
yeah,
number 2,
because there's matter of fact on this page, there's a picture of the TikTok. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Where am I at? Let me go find the room right quick. There we are. There we are. Let's see. Share screen. Mama said you're ugly. What my mama said? I'm handsome. I'm gonna tell you, talking about people.
Yeah, mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be ugly. Too late.
Right. My mama said, "Ooh, yeah, baby, you're handsome." Okay, let's see. There it is, right there. There's a TikTok video, or the TikTok picture. It's not actually the video.
No, that's the gimbal. That's from the gimbal video.
Is it? Because it's ever from.
But it's from the same 3 that came out. There's a gimbal, TikTok, and then there was one other. The Oh My God one, I think it's called.
Oh My God one.
The third one.
I don't know if that's a good name for it.
The third one, I think, actually shows, and I'm not sure if it's a Tic Tac, but it shows one of the craft actually going and entering the ocean without hindrance.
No, this is the one from
and no splash too. By the way,
this is the one from the carrier.
Yes, it is, but it's the gimbal video. That thing, that little black dot in the bottom of the screen, it starts to rotate at some point during the video. That's why they call it the gimbal video.
Yeah. We don't care what the time has to say.
Yeah,
Nimitz has been famous for UFO encounters. So,
well, I mean, it's the world's largest. It's a city floating out in the ocean. It's the brightest thing. I mean, if you were flying by here in a spacecraft, but you were half drunk, you could see it floating in the ocean. It's so big.
But it's the best place if you want to have secret private meetings that no one can see, including the press.
Yes.
Or other countries. That's the place to go. Now, the next one. Well, there's not much to talk about the Nimitz thing. I mean, we can go get the whole story up if you want, but I mean, really and truly, they encountered the UFO. They tried to pursue it. It took off, left them sitting in the dust. They never could catch it. Then it disappeared. Then it came back, and they just never could catch it. It's basically, as far as I know, they didn't fire on it. I never heard anything about them firing on it. We mean, why would they fire? Because the Navy jets, the F-18s, I think, are like Mach 1.6, 1.8. I don't think they go any faster than that. We'll give them 2.
I'd say Mach 2, 2.5 is probably their upper limit, and what they have listed in like the Jane's books is like the lower limit. But yeah, they probably have.
I could actually tell you the real speed of it, but then I breach my agreement. But anyway, but an F-18 couldn't have caught something moving at Mach 3. That's all I can tell you. I ain't gonna tell you how fast they go. No. I'll tell you, it wouldn't have caught it.
One of our missiles maybe could have, but
one of our missiles could have traveling around Mach 5, Mach 6. One of our missiles could have, even at Mach 3.5, could have caught it. Especially if the plane was trailing fairly close behind it.
Well, if the gimbal device was moving at Mach 3 in the video, the pilot's video, the overtaking device would have to be going at least Mach 3.1. They're going exactly the same speed, even if they're one's heavier than the other, lighter than the other. It wouldn't matter. They would both be going the same distance. They'd never catch up. So it'd have to be going at least 3.1 Mach. So that's the minimum.
I think some of those little missiles do around 3.2, 3.4. So, well, the problem with them traveling at 3.1, John, is that if it's a consistent speed and there's a big enough gap, it's a good chance the missile will run out of fuel before it gets to its target.
Most of those wing fired missiles, though, by the way, are solid rocket fuel. There's no liquid in them. It's solid rocket. So they weigh quite a bit with the solid, combustible fuel. And so as that missile launches, that fuel, it starts to burn away. And as it burns away, the ash is just being pumped, pushed out the ass end of it. The device gets lighter, therefore it gets faster. So it probably starts off at like Mach 1 right off the wing. But as if it goes any faster, it would make the spin, it would make the plane flat spin, which is very deadly. The pilot would probably, if he's not good, would not recover. He would have to eject, and then the plane would crash into its shadow. So they can only go off the wing very slowly, and then they take off. They're like, I don't know, the valve opens up or whatever it does to get full speed, and then the fuel burns away, and it goes probably up to the maximum maybe 2.1, 2.5, depending on the size of the missile.
Jimmy, I used to know all the speeds of all the missiles the Navy had, but some of that stuff's been upgraded. It's like the Sidewinder. Okay?
Most of them have been upgraded, and some of them have been top secreted again. So
while I was in the Navy, the Sidewinder had been upgraded at least twice, and it did a couple things: bigger explosives, faster missile, better guidance, and God knows what they have now.
Yeah,
what is?
I only know the Navy equipment.
AM9 Sidewinder is what they have now, or
yeah, it's AIM-9.
9X.
AIM-9.
Yeah, it's and I know there's a new one. There's an experimental version that's out. I read about it the other day, but a lot of them was just simply the basic design they were 20, 30 years ago. I mean, it's because they're being successful. Technically, they're undefeated. Yeah, I mean, they're just beastified.
Well, we also have some pretty awesome surface fired weapons that the Navy shoots. I know most of that's been upgraded, but not a whole lot of it. As I've been following what the Navy does and has, they had in the 80s they had a torpedo. They started off with the 48 Mark 48 torpedo, and then they upgraded it and called it the ADCAP Mark 48, and the ADCAP was added capacity. So that capacity for added was either fuel to go further and faster, or payload to go shorter and boom, more deadly. That's what that meant. And then they upgraded those, I think, in the late 90s. They haven't upgraded since, I don't think, or still top secret what they do have. And so they're working with what's called an ADCAP Mark 52. So it's 4 better than the previous one. And then they had a series of torpedo launched systems that were very awesome. The submarines could launch something called a COM.
All right, that thing got nothing to do with chasing UFOs, man. Calm down.
But there is one of those videos that shows one of these UFOs going underwater, and our capacity underwater is from the 80s, as much as I know. They had torpedo launched missiles also that they could launch into the air to attack either land-based targets or ships. But one of them, I think it was the Harpoon, went out and came out as a torpedo, and then could launch into the air and become a missile. The other one was the Sea Lance, and it would launch out, and if it had a faraway target, this was your choice of weapon. It would shoot out and then go out of the water, and then go towards where the target area was, and then drop back into the water as a torpedo. And at that time, it was a remote controlled by wire guided, and you could program it and let it go on its own, or the controller who launched it could sit there with the control and go search right, search left. So they were both air-based, land-based, and back to sea-based. So, but the problem is those systems, I think that the ADCAP torpedo, the 48, with this max speed was 72 knots, which is nothing. It's nowhere near the speed of sound. It's like 150 miles an hour underwater. And this thing from one of these videos from this 2014 or whatever year it was for the carrier, they have an actual video of it's either a Tic Tac or a gimbal type device that goes directly into the water, and the water doesn't even splash. I mean, it's like the cleanest dive. It's a 10 in the Olympics if you were a diver, but it just at a weird angle, bloop. And once it did that, our subs would come into play, and our subs don't have a thing that can touch anything like that underwater.
On the UFO subject, so real
quick. That's a UFO
subject. Real quick before we go, So I'm gonna give away 2 books for. I got one called The Fear, and the other one I can't see from here, but I'm giving 2 books away. So I'll give one away to the 5th person who tells me what year the Sidewinder went in service for the U.S. Navy and what year it went in service for the U.S. Air Force. Okay, that's all you got to tell me. What year they went into service. Okay. Yes, you'd be surprised. I'll give y'all a clue. They're older than you think they are. Yes, they are.
I'm not going to guess until you have a winning answer, but I think I have a good guess.
It's what do you mean? A war they were used? And I'll tell you this: they were used in the Falkland Wars. How's that? That's pretty ways back there. What do you mean? Were they used in wars early? I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that.
You got your clue, and the internet. If you're talking to us through any messenger system, there's no reason to ask us because you have the internet directly in front of you.
If I remember correctly, the Falcon Wars were in '82. I pretty much bet money on. I will tell you this:
is '82.
Yeah, and I will tell you this: they were also in the Lebanon War, which was also in '82. They were also in an air battle near Tobruk Gulf War, but that was in '89. They were in the Bosnia War in the Banja Luka incident, Operation Allied Force, 2023 Chinese balloon incident. We used them to shoot the Chinese balloons down.
Yes, they've been used to very, very excellent effect against many enemies not in a wartime zone.
So used in the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Operation Guardian, Red Sea Crisis, and Gaza War. They've been using all of that now. That's all wars since the Falkland Wars. Okay, I'll give you one before the Falkland Wars. What? Who said that? It's one of the Gulfs. It's not the Gulf of America, idiot.
It's the Gulf of France.
No, that's the Gulf of France. It starts with an S. It was in 1981. Yes. Oh, okay. I'll give you one more. That was also in the Iran-Iraq War. We weren't using them, but somebody was using our weapons. There's a Yom Kippur War too. Okay, that's as far back as I'm going. Now there are still 1, 2, 3 wars before that one they were also used in. Up. Dean Wilson, where you from, Dean? You must be an old vet or something. Where you from, Dean? You are from where? Chicago. Are you dodging ice up there, my friend? Are you dodging ice?
Or driving on it as a road.
So he got it right.
Before you reveal the answer, can I guess? If you got a winner, you got a winner.
That's just for the first one, not for the second. That's just for the Navy.
Oh.
Yes, we haven't got the second one yet. So
we have one winner so far.
They got one winner so far. So you want to guess at the Navy one? Because I'm getting ready to tell everybody what the year was, so people stop bugging me.
Oh, with the Navy one, I want to say 1966.
1956, off by a decade.
Oh, 10 years in a history class. That's an A plus.
That's an A, man. You got to get it right to get an A plus, man.
Oh, it's an A. It's an A. It's a decade. 10 years of any event, you're good on any test paper.
What's that make this missile? 80 years old?
I'm 59. It would be 69 years old.
This thing's been flying around blowing shit up out the sky for that long. Not just stuff out of the sky, blows up all kinds of stuff. We use it to kill tanks too. Hey,
China is choking our bandwidth. They're being real dicks about it, but it'll get better soon.
What's that, Jamie? You think you got? Well, send me the email, iCarCox.net, and I'll tell you. We'll get ready to move on to another one of these, so you better hurry up and get it. What do you mean? What were they designed for? They were designed to blow shit up. Other airplanes, tanks, they don't care, whatever they can use. They weigh around 188 pounds.
What does? AIM-9?
Yeah. They're 9 feet 11 inches long.
So when you shoot an AIM-9 Sidewinder, what do you say? Do you say Fox 9 or you say Fox 1 or 2 or 3? I don't get the Fox.
The Fox is the 1, 2, or 3 is just simple The first missile is what missile you're firing. No,
first, second, or
the
third
Fox.
out from the
Yeah,
wind,
the Fox is to represent the missile. The number is just simply which one you're firing. And after you fire one, of course, the second one is 2, 3, and 4. Well, how many have you got on board? Because you might have other stuff on board too, so it might be something else. Red 3 or something like that, because you've been firing something else.
Oh, I know that or at least on the radio chatter that they have to say when they're igniting their guns. When they're shooting their Gatling.
The warhead weight is 20.8 pounds.
What is it? TNT?
It doesn't say. It's got a proximity fuse. Its engine is Hercules Berman MK-36 solid fuel rocket. Top speed Mach 2.5. That's what I was looking for. All of that just to find that. Okay, you're a crappy rocket. You can't even catch an Su-57, man. What are we going to do with you? Jenny, you got it right. Where you from, Jenny? Christian Bay. Oh, you're down there for the for the Charlie Kirk Memorial, yeah. It's but you got it right. That's when they entered the Air Force and service. I don't know why they were 10 years later. I don't. Yeah, but that's when they entered. So I'll tell you what. Let me tell you which one you're going to be getting, because your first guy's going to get fear.
Wow, he must be an alien. He just like disappears right there into the background and all. It's so cool. Oh, there he is.
Damn it.
Man, that alien technology is something fierce, huh? You disappeared and came back so fast we couldn't even tell.
Oh no, the books are on the side of me, but let's see. Okay, let me go find y'all right quick. So this is what the first one's. Oh, let me turn the light on because y'all can actually see the dang book. So this is the one we're giving away to the first one. This is Fear. From what I understand, is a pretty damn good book.
No, it's disappearing with your background. You might have to turn the background
off.
Oh,
that's right. I'll have to turn the background off. Anyway, so that's the first one you're going to get. And for you, the one who just Buckskin Brigade. I wonder what this could be about. The guy's got blonde hair and Indian things and blue eyes.
Sounds like a band of Indian space hunters. Come down to
it's from L. Ron Hubbard. Both books are from L. Ron Hubbard. Fear. The other Fear. Oh, you can't see it anyway because of the background. I keep forgetting I got a background. I'll have to turn it on. Hey, how you doing? But anyway, those we gave those away. I got a whole case of them to give away. So I started giving away books through the holidays. I love giving away books. What was I looking for? What did I forget? Oh, I forgot what I was looking for, man. People happens when you're crazy. You forget stuff. It's just part of life. Okay, so the O'Hara International Incident, y'all should be familiar with. It was pretty well notarized. Well,
it was across a lot of news media. I remember when that one came out. It did hit every rag, every newspaper, every like the National Enquirer even had it and ran it. Every TV show that was news, magazine oriented. 2020, Unsolved Mystery. Everybody played that.
Yeah. So it was flight 446. Was getting ready to fly out to North Carolina from Chicago O'Hare. That's where it was, and it was just sitting there. It was around 4:15 p.m. And a saucer-shaped craft was spotted.
Was it over the airport, like the gates, or was it over the runways? I think it was over the buildings, wasn't it?
No, I think it was off to the side. But so 12 United employees and a few other people seen it. When I remember seeing the picture, it was like off over the field of the grass or something. The witness said it hovered for about 5 minutes before shooting upward, where it broke a hole into the clouds.
Yes.
Enough that the pilot and the man could see the blue sky. Well, broke a hole in the clouds, you're going to see the blue sky. The news reports became the most read story on the Chicago Tribune website to date, and even managed to make international news. Well, But since the UFO was not seen on radar, the FAA called it a weather phenomena and declined to investigate.
Yeah.
Boo.
Here we go.
Boo, FAA. Boo. There's a picture of it.
I got it. I got it.
Oh, okay. You can post it up.
I got the page now. It's waiting for it to load. Oh, you think? Okay, let me get all these ads out of here first. What the hell? You know, I mean, Jesus. It's like you can't even
we're
get into the content before the ads just like block the whole screen.
No, we're going back to some of the old things, so we have time constraints. Yes.
Okay.
Why do you think I only said 5? Because any more than that, we wouldn't have been able to squeeze into an hour.
All right. You want to trade?
Oh, sorry. Go.
Ad. Oh, there we are. Let me see if I can make it any bigger.
Yeah, see, I remember him saying it was like cylinder shape.
It's right over the. It's over the top. It looks like it may have. I don't know if there's airways over the airlines or runways on the what's directly under it, but it looks like it's over top of the main, airport building.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
And I can't. Oh yes, I can make it bigger. Hang on.
Yeah, you should make it bigger, and I'm gonna make it bigger too on the other bigger thing.
No, that's not doing it. Let me try this.
See, that looks cylinder shaped to me. That doesn't look like a saucer. And I would say, judging from the fade, it is over whatever part of the airport that is right there.
It's a very terrible picture. It's 2006, so it might be cell phone camera, and at that time, cell phone cameras were pretty bad.
It says there's 5 pictures.
You gallery.
Because I remember there being other pictures of this thing, but it's been so long since I looked at it, I'll be honest. Yeah, it wasn't a case that made me jump out of my seat.
Well, the page isn't acting right, so
yeah. Well, no, Michael. I mean, no, it's not one that's it's 19 years old now.
Yeah, I can't. It's not working correctly. It just froze. This keeps coming up.
Yeah, it might just be one of those things that's on there and doesn't have it on there. Hold on, let me see if it came on my thing. If it came with one, let me go look down here. Nah, they come with a pic. Sometimes they come with a pic. Sometimes they don't. Let's see. No. And they don't give you very much information here. And from what I remember hearing, it was pretty much all it was, and it just took off and disappeared after that.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's no pictures on this page of the. Afterwards, there was a distinct circular cutout in the cloud layer above. I mean, it was like somebody blew a smoke ring in reverse.
It is.
Yeah, there's absolutely no picture of the sky after because that's the story, and that's exactly how I remember. Because the pictures we got the most on the news back then was of the cloud layer right after it went straight up, and there's a perfect cookie cutter donut hole in the cloud layer, and you can see what's above it because there's no cloud there. You can see the regular blue sky, and that's not usually a normal phenomenon unless you're looking at a hurricane. Only hurricanes have eyes like that. It's like a perfect, like I said, it was like a perfect smoke ring, but in reverse. Instead of they blew a negative smoke ring.
I'm trying to see if I can find any other good pics. There used to be several pictures around, but they seem to have been whitewashed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, there's some bullshit picture here.
Cut it out.
This is
damn cats running around here.
Yeah.
It's not a scratching post. He likes playing croquet, so he's trying to get into my croquet set.
I wonder if it'll let me go through these. Let me go back and see. It might. Let me see. Frankie, Johnny, Wani. Hold on. Let's see. Where am I at? There we go. There's the room. No, we're not going to add the stage. We're going to remove that for a minute. Let me see something before I remove it. I can't make sure I had it. Delete. No, Jack, we can add almost anything to the screens as long as it's available. Yeah. Okay, let me go back. Is that on our screen?
No, let me throw it up. All right, it's up.
Okay, so what do you see?
Yeah. Okay.
Is that what you see, a UFO?
I see a lenticular saucer above a 707.
Okay, did it
That
change?
might be 747. Gimbal.
Okay, all right, here we go. So you can see it. All right, I don't know what's here. I don't see anything. I'm sure I'm going blind and missing something, but
Yeah.
Yeah, plane's awful close to the airport.
The first picture almost. Go back to the first picture real quick.
That plane's off the ground, man.
Yeah, and go back to the first picture.
Hold on, dude.
It looks very similar.
No,
No, okay.
That's
That one,
American
yeah.
Airlines. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a little different but close.
That's United.
Dude.
We got lots of these, man. What? Now, what's going on here? You see anything?
That's Chicago O'Hare, though, I believe.
Yeah, I don't see anything there. Oh, it's a revamp. We don't care about a revamp. What the hell they threw that picture in there for? What the hell?
No, that's a lenticular cloud. That's a natural phenomenon. I've seen that
I'm
before.
going to tell you what that looked like.
It looks like a couple idiots with lasers trying to blind pilots.
This could be a little triangle or something.
Look at that.
This was in Texas, huh?
Texas County.
Now, see, this is the one we were just
Chicago
talking
O'Hare.
about. Yeah, this is the one we were just talking about. I knew it was in here. So now here it looks like a saucer in these two. So now when you look at this, though, here it's over this, what looks to be the terminal, but here it looks to be over a parking lot or a hangar or something.
It's a hangar. The curved roof is a giveaway. It's a hangar.
Oh, yeah, that's a hangar right there. Yeah, I've just seen this in front of it. So that's the O'Hara site, people. That's the one they're telling us about. Well, we wanted y'all to see it so you knew what we were talking about. See, there it is again.
There it is again. From that distance, it's got to be. That's not a saucer. That's a carrier. That's a cigar shape.
It's
Mothership, if you will. That's
okay, I'm
fake.
not even believing this one.
That's fake.
Oh, there's a whole video for this. Oh no, they said there's a whole. No, people didn't give me the video, but it said it doesn't give it to me.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not something we can have. Okay, what is it? Oh wait, so it's a bubble that floated up that made the. Oh, that's what made the UFO.
It was a balloon. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Pardon my French.
Okay, that's
lenticular cloud, natural formation.
So that's the O'Hara one right there.
It's a cigar.
See, now it looks like it's in front of this.
Yeah, it's just it's out of focus, so the depth of field is out. There's no.
Well, you know what's nice about this picture?
Hmm.
So what do you think the distance is from this pole to this pole? 20 feet, 30 feet? Because that's a decent sized hangar. I would imagine these are at least
probably
10
about
feet,
60 feet. I say there's probably 60 feet between those two. Because look at those two double doors. They're at least double wide garages. That's at least 22 feet.
So that gives you an idea. We're just using this to judge the size.
40 feet?
At least 40, yeah.
40 feet.
So that's this little UFO you're looking at here is a little shorter than 40 feet. I couldn't tell you how wide it was, but maybe 40 by 40, something like that.
It's 40 feet long for sure. It might just be it may be just a cylinder that's kind of chunky in the middle, but it definitely is not a lenticular saucer. It's not two inverted pie plates, if you will.
Whoops, sorry.
Hey, I've never seen one of those before. What the hell is that? UPS has their own planes?
I know. Huh? Yeah, UPS definitely has their own planes.
No, I know that it was a joke, Joe. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure, man. You might have been cracking on me or
How long
something,
have I
man.
been working in logistics?
I'm just saying, man. You might have been cracking or something. Some people revert sometimes. Okay, this is what I guess this is an artist rendition of the.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, look at Chicago's way the hell over there.
That's a lot fatter than the one in the picture, though.
Okay, alien at the airport. We all get to look at it. Well, no, we're gonna have to take a quick break, like a 3-minute break. We're gonna play a song, and then we're gonna come back.
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna be doing alien abductions. We're not even gonna get to Stephenville or the Go case. That'll have to be for next week. And we're not gonna get through all the abduction cases either. And I already knew that. There it is. Look at it. Make it banking a hard turn, man. Look at that thing. That's a tiny ass little thing compared to the one we were just looking at.
Fake. Oh, look at that. It's a big dust particle on the guy's lens.
There it is again.
There it is. That is definitely a.
It looks like a cylinder, but
100%. Yeah.
I'd like to know what this is back here, so I could get some size, but it's haze or fog or something in the way.
Yeah.
There's some type of building back here. But I can't tell you what it is or how big it is. I see something.
But it was a cloudy and hazy day, so there was very low visibility until it went through the cloud layer, and then you could see right straight through to the sky.
Okay, I don't see it in here anywhere.
No.
Yeah, we read all of that. November 7th, 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now this is a big old sucker here, man.
Yeah, that may be an AI. When was that article written?
They're just showing you O'Hara people give you an idea how big the saucer was or whatever this thing. I don't think this is the same one.
I don't either.
Nah, May 16, 2021. So it's yet another cylinder though over O'Hara Airport. I wonder if they're just snatching up people.
Maybe O'Hare is the main hub for alien landings and comings and goings, if you will.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the tall whites have to arrive here somehow, right? They can't just like beam in like Scotty.
I would imagine they would put it somewhere a little less noticeable. a little less.
There's so much violence on the streets of downtown, no one's looking up, so it does make the perfect sense.
I forgot what picture I'm on. Oh, on this one. Okay. Is that the one I was on? Yes.
So apparently it's kind of a hot spot as far as airports and UFOs go, and that's fake.
Well, airports get that's fake, dude. This is a plane here.
Yeah, I can see the nav lights.
Oh, so they're trying to say that's what this thing is taken from this view? Yeah, this is 2006. So this is taken from a front view. It's still big, though. I mean, it's still pretty decent. Well, if it's an airplane, it's going to be big, then.
Well, I mean, it's far enough away. You can gauge that it would be as big as the plane that's on the ground in the foreground there. So it's not a stretch.
No, it's. I don't know. That kind of looks like a little one of those little single wispy clouds there. So what's this?
I mean, it's too small here. We can't really tell.
I don't think that's real. Oh, look at that one. Yeah, man. We have come for you, you assholios. If you're an asshole, we're going to probe you. Yeah, see, I don't know. Looks like there's a fin underneath it or something. Or definitely no lights like a plane.
Like it's a vortex even. Look at those lines. It looks like it's starting to.
There's something I think I just realized.
What? It's a portal?
No. If you look at this plane right here, or I'm sorry, this thing right here, and if you look, you're going to see a black line coming out like this.
I see it.
And another one coming out like this.
Yeah. You can see it in the blow up. You can see in the blow up boxes. There are two of them, just like you described. Boom, boom. They're kind of grayish.
Well, people, I think, oh, come on. Jay and I couldn't have solved this fast. Y'all have had this case for 19 years. Give me a effing break. If this thing I'm looking at right now is the same thing they took in the other picture, this is a plane.
100%. Look at that thing that's in the middle that we can see now in the blow up, in the little red blow up box. It's landing gear.
It's
a front nose. It's the nose landing gear. You can see two lights on the far wings, and then there's two more nav lights right in the middle of the wing, and then there's another bright one. It's probably in the middle of a flashing cycle right on top.
I'm calling this a plane, people. I don't know about the other one. I don't. But if this is the same one as the other one,
it can't be.
Let me.
It might have been the same day, but it's not the same object. There's no way that's the UFO.
People, I'm being honest with you.
It looks like a freaking plane. If that was an actual photograph and I had the negative, I could tell you 100%. Okay. I would need to have the negative in my hand, and I would have to have access to an enlarger.
I just went.
And we could blow it up.
This is it. This is it. November 7th. Really? Yeah. Oh, here, look. Hold on. Where am I at?
They're different. They're different.
Let me come find you. Okay, let me get out of here for a minute. X that out. Hit plus on that. Hit share on this. So this is where that picture came from. Is it this? Let me make sure I'm in the right place. I think it's this. I might have got the wrong thing. Hold on. No, this is it. So you see, is the screen moving?
Oh, you're not up there yet. Hang on.
Put it up.
Yes, screen. All right, you're up. Yeah, it's moving.
Okay. So this is that picture. This is the November 7th picture. So here it looks like, and I can zoom in on. Oh, come on. What was that jump to the way? Sorry. Some pop-up bullshit ad come up here going.
Yeah, it looks like the obelisk thing from 2001, the black object that kept messing everybody up.
So look around, people. Look at the ground stuff. Look at this.
Yeah.
Let's go back up. This is it. See, there it is. This is just zoomed in. This is all the same picture.
Yeah, they color corrected it too. Look at the color on the plane. They color corrected that whole.
And now you can see this building in here much better back here, so we know what the size is, because this is at least probably 30 or 40 feet right here. I'm calling it a plane, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can see contrails coming out of it. And
you can see distinct
and by the way,
behind it, and then the one thing is there's 4 nav lights right in front, 2 in the middle of each wing.
You only see them, people, when they're landing. They only kick the lights on just before they land. They don't fly around with them on. No, they don't. Just their.
What are they going to bounce the lights off of? A freaking cloud? No, there's nothing up there. And the top thing, the top bright light is very likely it's the top navigation light, which I think is either yellow or white. And it flashes, and it's in the middle of like a flash cycle, and it's at its brightest moment when this picture was taken. And then directly below that white spot, you see the nose gear coming down. It's already down. And I'll bet you in a few seconds, if you clicked it just another second more, you'd see the 2 wings sets of landing gear are down. It's a plane.
I don't care what they say. I'm calling it a plane.
Any altered photograph, even for the purposes of research, is an altered photograph. This is the actual photograph right there. That's an unidentified. Go up to the enhanced version, and that's not a building. Go back down, Joe. Go back down. That's not a building. That's a reflection in the lens or something. That's some kind of that behind the plane. You see the reflector. That's some kind of lens flare.
But look up here.
Yeah, it's not a building.
Yeah, you can see stuff in it and stuff. Let me zoom in even more. Yeah, there's a window up here. There's a pile in here, a pile in here.
It looks to me like an impression on the lens. Maybe there's a building.
It could be a reflection, of a building it's picking up.
It's ghostly looking. That's not a legitimate building. That's a lens flare.
Actually, there's
the side of a building. I'll bet you that's a mirror-faced building, and the sun's bouncing off of it somewhere nearby, just off angle, and impressing itself.
This is graffiti right here. That's actually a face. That's actually big teeth. You see, like those Mexican skulls. That's what it is. Is the skull's green? You can see the 2 eyes. You can see the face, and then there's another head right here. that's what this is. But I don't.
It's still
where it is, where it
still
is,
looks like a lens flare.
well, it could be, but I mean, you can make out the distinct. I mean, there's a looks like a gutter right here. Whatever this open box is up here, then this pile in here, then this.
Yeah,
one
I mean, I
here.
can clearly see that it's a building.
And then
type,
you can see the faces here. That's too good. You can even see the hair. The way
I still say it's a reflection. That's just reflecting into the camera from a weird angle. But
yeah,
that's not that building is. It doesn't matter anyway. It's an altered photograph. The bottom one you have an unidentified, and the top one, the altered photograph. It's plain.
It's a plane, people. So
or
anyway,
they altered it to make it look like a plane by adding the nav lights.
So after
nose
19
gear.
years, ladies and gentlemen, on this show, UFO Undercover, in less than an hour. Well, it wasn't even that, about 30 minutes.
Less than 5 minutes, sir.
Yes, we once we found the pictures, we figured it out for y'all. Now, why?
It's a hoax.
But this is what's wrong with ufology today. So whoever picked this up, I think MUFON was originally who picked it up. Same thing with Stephenville. They
Yeah.
want it to be a UFO because they need that publicity.
That's their moneymaker. They'd be without a UFO. I mean, if you got out and you're a UFO group and every UFO you found was swamp gas or a satellite found in the sky and bounced off of Venus, you're going to lose money. You're not going to be in the business.
Jack, I want it to be an alien craft. I really do, but I mean, I can't. Let me tell you something, dude.
You need solid evidence.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you something I bet you didn't know about. I'm probably the only person in the whole field that has a pedigree for this. I have degrees in advanced avionics and electronics. So I have to know how aircraft plane, how they fly, and not just that. One of the things Navy, first thing I had to learn was advanced aircraft recognition. Because when you're out in the middle of the ocean, they want you to know what's flying around that you can see with your binoculars.
Because you don't want to shoot down your buddies.
Yeah. So, no, we have radar and all that for that too, but they don't care. They want you to know.
Radar doesn't tell you who it is either.
Yeah, they want
radar
you to
isn't
know.
like you see in Star Trek when they go, "Ooh, look, there's an enemy spaceship coming our way." No, there's a blip coming your way. Is it an enemy or a friend? You don't know until they're within visual range.
Well, today, Jack, we have friendly the little devices that let each of our friends know it's them, and even that don't always work because we have shot down friendly fire and jets before.
Yes.
Even though we do have a warning system saying it's our jet. But just because one doesn't have it doesn't mean it's a Russian or a Chinese. It could be in English or somebody else that's not in our system. So yeah, it's always good to verify. Well, it's just actually to help you with this. There's some good videos of F-14s, F-415s, and Warthogs taking on aircraft doing Iraq and Afghanistan. But they had to visually claim that they had to visually see the jet before they could shoot it down. Yeah, it's done several videos of it. It's kind of crazy because you see these jets firing at them and they can't fire back until they actually see who it is. And then, of course, they shoot the living crap out of them. But it's but anyway, getting back, we're getting ready to switch over. This, my friends, unfortunately for y'all, is a airplane.
100%
size one. I would say maybe the size of a 727.
It's at least 727 or higher. It could be a 747. It could be a 787. What year was this?
2006.
It could be a 787. Yeah, it could be one of them. That's one of the biggest planes out there. It could be an L-1011 Airbus. We don't know. It's unidentified, but it is definitely aircraft, earthborne.
So when we come back next week, we will talk about the Stephenville case. And we will talk about the which these are the two we didn't get to, the East Coast Go Fast video case. We'll talk about those two. Now, both of these. Now, the reason we're talking about these is because these are inside. The Stephenville case is 2008. I went there and met all the witnesses. And then, of course, the Go Fast case was in 2015. So all these are relatively new cases compared to some of the other cases. Now, we'll probably, since we'll have a little bit extra time, next week, we might throw in one or two of the older cases with these two new ones. But frankly, because we're going to be doing these, we're just out of time for those right now. That's all I'm trying to say. No, we're just out of time for those. But we're getting ready to switch over to alien abduction cases now.
Ooh, good. Those are my favorites.
So now we're going to do hold on, I'll tell you exactly what it says. Give me a second. It is, so let me delete this so I don't keep going over there by accident. This is, we don't need that either, so I get junk all over the place. So this is the top 5 most famous abduction cases. Okay, top 5 most famous.
Who's the poller? Who's making this poll?
This is History Channel.
History Channel's top 5 alien abduction cases.
This is what they consider the top 5 cases, and this also comes from. They're also saying that ufologists agree with this. So the very first case.
Well, wait,
we got to stop. We got to go to break right quick. So anyway, we're going to play a song right quick. We'll be back in, I think, 3.5 minutes. And then we're going to start off with the Betty and Barney Hill case. That's number 1 on the list. Yes, number 1 on the list. So get your Betty and Barney Hill notes.
It's one of our favorite ones to talk about, too, by the way.
But we see, Jay and I got to keep it short because we'll never get to the other 4.
We can be long-winded on the Betty and Barney Hill, so we got to be.
Yeah, we can spend the
rest of the week on it.
So anyway, we're gonna Danny Lewis Thompson. I think you got his wrong name there, Christopher. I got an idea who you're talking about, but I don't think you have his name quite right there. But anyway, we're going to take a break. We're going to be going for about 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Enjoy the song. It was actually written for this show by a fairly famous individual. I'm not going to tell you who. He does, because he asked me not to, but he does have a song close to this that's also a very famous song. Anyway, we'll see y'all in 3 minutes and 27 seconds. I was going to say sexy seconds.
You leave me well.
showing themselves to extraterrestrials. No, it was about the extraterrestrials showing themselves to them. Yes, that's what it was about. There's a lot of weirdness going on in the world right now, and a lot of stuff. We'll be talking about on Friday night as far as strange things that go around. A lot we'll be talking about on Saturday night. Just there's a lot to keep up with these days, and
a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, welcome back, everybody. Now, for Betty and Barney Hill, the problem with Betty and Barney Hill for us is I rewrote the Betty and Barney Hill case. Bad.
You clarified for me. I got confused towards the end because she had gotten. She kind of fell out of out of the limelight in the 60s and early 70s. She and Barney were the hit of the UFO paranormal scene. They were on every documentary you could think of that dealt with the subject. Yeah. And then she finally the interest waned away, and then she retired from teaching. I think she was a math teacher or English lit. I don't remember which. But not her last interview. She was like very old in a very like thin Walmart, print patterned summer dress. And she didn't look well. She didn't look very good at all, but she gave her testimony once again. And then she started saying about the screens that the man in the uniform and the hat pulled down. I don't know if she said hat, but he pulled the screen down to show her the space map that he had. And then she later drew it, and they identified it as an actual solar system in our galaxy, not far from here. But she described it as like a pull-down screen, like the kind we had at school.
Yeah,
didn't make any sense.
It's exactly how.
But also at that point, she added more details that she hadn't said in the very first few interviews, and
because she was learning.
Well, or she was remembering stuff she had. I don't know, but at first it began to me to sound like she was just adding details to a story she made up. I thought she was lying at that point after that interview, and then you cleared it up by saying she wasn't lying. She just was only in my lab.
Yeah, see, that's
there it is. That's the complete answer.
Well, that was the problem. I mean, she was never the abductee or the contactee. She was the my lab. I mean, she was the one who had been taken, and had all this stuff done to her. I mean, it was the first giveaway. I remember sitting there. I had listened to the Hills case.
The Emerson cases had to be the first giveaway.
Yeah, well, when I was sitting there listening to the case, and one night, and a friend of mine said, "Hey, I know you're interested in the Betty and Barney Hill case. I got a bunch of the original interviews." And he said, "You know what? I also got hold to the Simon's hypnosis tape." So he sent it all to me. So I'm sitting there listening, and the whole thing is sounding like, whoa, man, this is. So, when you listen to them being hypnotized, Barney just flips out. He's screaming. He's hollering. I mean, there's definitely something going on with this man. There's something happening. Betty's not reacting that way. Not even a little bit. But then you get to the spacecraft, and then there's the pull-down maps. Okay, now pull-down maps was period technology for the 60s.
This is 1961, people.
This is period technology, man. This is just exactly what this is. So then they said when the ship stopped them, they got out of the car, and 4 men walked up in black shoes, black pants, black shirts, and black duckbill caps. Okay, first, that don't sound like aliens to me. That's like somebody out of one of the black ops groups or one of the special forces groups. No patches. Yeah, no patches on them.
All black.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been any one of a dozen groups that could have been doing this. We don't know which one.
They probably were wearing dark glasses as well, so you couldn't see their eyes or the color of their eyes or what shape their eyes were. So they could have been Chinese, alien, or human.
Yeah, so they bring him into the craft. They start doing experiments on Barney. They took fluid samples with a needle. They took skin samples with a razor blade, scraped skin, scraped hair.
Yep.
Took all kind of samples through.
They gave her an amniocentesis.
Yeah.
And, I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and I'm like, why would aliens need a needle for that? I mean, I could understand it if they wanted a skin sample, yes, okay. Any creature, no matter how advanced their technologies, would need some way to actually take the skin sample off of you if they needed to test it for something. But in order for them to test if she was pregnant, an advanced race would not need amniocentesis. They would require handheld scanning device like Dr. McCoy had and run it over her stomach and be like, yeah, she's ready.
Like
she's
like
got
what we
baby.
have now in an ultrasound. So now we just use
exactly
an ultrasound.
right. Exactly my point. Yeah, something like that.
But all of this, ladies and gentlemen, is period technology. This is technology that existed at the time.
Amniocentesis, though, was not the norm for pregnancy testing or any other kind of things because it was dangerous for one, and for two, they were still using rabbits, and we still had the Rh negative, Rh positive anomaly with our blood, which was killing babies. So yeah,
we still had things that we had to deal with. But so here you have this couple. One, something obviously happened to the other, probably not. Barney, 3 of his best friends were colonels in the Air Force. Whoa.
Yep.
He's never served. General. Yeah, never served, and he's never served in a service. He was a postman. He did. Did he? Maybe he did. He might have. I can't remember. It's because somebody else said he did, and then somebody else said he
might have been like the local National Guard or something. I think
he
did something.
I think
definitely a postman.
Oh yeah, he was definitely a postman. He also got invited to the White House, him and his wife, to meet the president.
Yeah. We don't remember what the occasion was, but probably because they were a biracial couple.
Yeah, I would think it was because they were a biracial couple. But the fact that they were a biracial couple in the 60s that had seen a UFO and got invited to the White House was a pretty big deal.
Become famous for it.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it now? 61 is 15, 64 years ago. We're talking about it. 65 years ago, we're still talking about it.
Johnny, no, the thing of it is, so he had a colonel living in his house with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was friends with 2, and they didn't live all that far from that base. So he was just really good friends with him. It seems like somebody tipped somebody off when he was young, probably had seen a counselor or something that was, had some system that tipped
someone
something
knew
off.
About his incidences. Yeah.
Because Millabs, that's how they found out about Millabs, because somebody says something or you go public or something like that. Yeah, something along those lines, and that tips off whoever's watching.
Well, that may be the reason for the friendships with the 3 colonels. They may have been watching him in his civilian life too, and then they could say, "Oh, I went over to go, say hi to, Betty and Barney, and they weren't there, but both of the cars were." So, it could have been something like that.
Let me see if I can find any wiki facts on him. Let's see. Barney Hill Jr., born July 20th, 1922, Newport News, Virginia.
That's a military area for the Navy.
Yeah. Eunice,
big weapons.
Eunice Elizabeth Barrett, born June 28th, 1919. Oh, she was older than him.
Yeah, 3 years.
Barney. Let's see. Barney died February 25th, 1969, at age 46.
Yeah, very young guy.
Yeah, Betty died October 23rd, 2004, at 85.
Yeah, still young.
Yeah, 85. That's up there, baby. Postal. Let me see. Occupations: postal worker, civil rights activist, social worker, civil rights.
That's probably a civil rights activist. Is probably why he went to the White House.
Yeah.
In fact, he was a biracial couple is probably another issue, but
yeah. Also,
think about it.
Claimants of an alien abduction. Yeah. Well, no, I'm just telling you what it says on Wiki. Yeah. No. I was just trying to find out if he had actually served or not. That's all. Because so the initial reports of him were to the UFO, the U.S. Air Force in NICAP. In October 21, 1920.
What's NICAP?
NICAP was a UFO organization.
Oh, okay.
They were before MUFON. And they had some ties where they probably shouldn't have had. But anyway,
mafioso?
Yeah, so his thing was on October 21st, 1961. In a 6-hour interview, the Hills related they could remember the UFO. Barney stated, and they go on and on about the whole thing, about the mental blocks and the whole 9 yards, why they went and got that, Betty's dreams, missing time, private disclosures, Barney's yeah, so you can get information about Barney's session, Betty's session, Dr. Simons. If y'all want to get information about the person who did the hypnosis work, which was Dr. Simons, you can find out information about him You can also type in Betty and Barney Hill, Dr. Simon's hypnosis sessions. And well, I got them somewhere, but as far as I know, they're still available online.
Yeah,
A lot of the early interviews
is pretty. I mean, you can get all the Betty interviews that came after Barney had passed. They're all over like Roku and probably any Fire Stick kind of thing you stick in your TV.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Jack? Well, so they think I remember in one of the interviews they did on a radio show, they talked about it felt like something maybe came down from the ship and grabbed the car, and it stuck like magnets, and then the car shot it. Sounds like they electrified the car. What's funny about that is
if it was a tractor beam, it would probably feel like magnetism because it is electromagnetism.
No, it left physical marks on the car. It was 3 or 4 little dish-shaped marks.
A physical device actually grabbed them.
And it sounded like it was like some round magnets grabbed hold of the car and shot down.
We got a good question here about Dr. Simon. No, Vet. I don't think he did. He did a few things, but he soon passed after the Betty and Barney Hill incident came out. He was the head of the psychology department at, I believe it's Harvard or Yale. But Dr. John E. Mack was his protege and took over for Dr. Simon when he stepped down and then eventually passed. John Mack did much more extensive research on this lines. He stayed with the Hills until they passed. They were friends. He was friends with Betty until she passed. And he did 1,000 case studies, maybe more, 1,500 case studies, all abduction theories. Came in. Now, Dr. Simon at this point was already on board. He believed in the phenomenon. He felt that aliens was a real phenomenon. John Mack, as a matter on opposition, and when he came in, was a complete debunker. Just could not believe that it was possible. And then years in, he realized that the phenomenon was real and that it was not fictional, made up. It wasn't people like, it wasn't like a Reddit thing where we didn't have the internet back then. This is the 60s and 70s, guys. So the amount of people that just in the United States alone, thousands of miles apart, up to 3,000 and 4,000 miles apart in the United States, it's how far away we can be, all having the same story. It piled up, and there's just thousands and thousands of hours of data and books out there. Johnny Mack is the best place to start, and then you can backtrack to Dr. Simon if you like.
Yeah, there's a lot of good material out there. The Hills are.
So I think we've nailed the Betty and Barney Hill thing. I think we can move on to Travis.
They what are you talking about? No, so one of the things that's interesting about Hill, one of the reasons I put the case in America as not as an alien abduction, but as a military abduction, was one, when they described the people doing the test, they described them the same way. Matter of fact, the guy we're getting ready to talk about, Travis Walton, did, in white outfits, like C2C outfits. Mm-hmm. That's what it sounded like. Now, this is before the CDC, I'm pretty sure. But it sounded like it was in those type of outfits. And in both cases. So that's another thing that made me think, okay, it's military, because no one's ever reported extraterrestrials when they're working on them in outfits. I mean, in suits or anything that protects them. At least whatever they got on, they're protecting themselves, whatever it is, but they're not wearing big bulky suits like we do.
It was July 1st, 1946 is when the CDC began. So
it was before. Okay, yeah.
They were around during Travis and Betty and Barney Hill.
So well, I knew they were around for Travis. I didn't know about the Hills. So there you go. So that's the talking about, and the CDC would have been there. They would have been the ones doing all these samples and taking all this stuff.
They would have been taking the biological samples, yeah.
Everybody describing the ship as human, and then even the one guy, she said, looked like Jimmy Durante, like a short, fat Jimmy Durante, because of his nose. That's the one who handed him. That's the one who handed her the hardback book that he took out of a drawer that pulled out. Yeah, that's alien technology there. No ships, no Greys, reptilian, or human ships. Not even the tall whites ever heard that kind of crappy technology on. That's just period for what was going on at the time. So there's no doubt in my mind when they were in the U.S. that there was not aliens that took them. That was people that took them. And that's just, they want to argue about it or fight about it or not fight about it, but that's what it really was.
Yeah, in that instance, the vehicle was disabled on a abandoned stretch of road or one of those roads out in the country that's being cut in for a new neighborhood but hasn't been built yet. Middle of nowhere, the ship that they eventually went into was landed in front of them with windows and people walking in and out past the window.
Yeah,
that they could see.
Stairs that came down.
Before
You
the
walked
doors
up the
opened,
stairs.
the stairs opened up. Before their doors opened up, and there were 4 guys around each of them.
Oh man, I turned into a blonde. Hey!
Oh, look at that! Wow.
But real quick, Bruce. So the reason this all started for me is, I'm listening to their case, and so they leave. They get up that morning. They get in their car. They're leaving the hotel. They notice there's a restaurant across the street. They go across the street and they eat. Okay. Now they're looking at the hotel where they stayed, and while they're in the restaurant eating, so they get ready. So when they give the report, they cannot remember the name of the hotel they stayed at. Period. They could not remember the name of the breakfast, the place of the breakfast, and they really couldn't really clearly remember what they had for breakfast. Okay. It's a little weird since you just woke up and you're fresh and you're cruising around. Later in the day, they stop to ask for directions. Barney describes him as a thin, tall black man. Betty describes him as a short, fat Irish cop.
Yes. Two completely different descriptions of the same individual.
This is classic. Alien Abduction 101 is what this is. Classic. But instead of the researchers taken for what it was, they needed the case in the United States to be the alien abduction, but it wasn't. It was probably the first registered MILAB abduction that we know of. It may not have been the very first one ever happened, but it's the very first one that we
definitely
know
the
of.
first one ever reported for sure.
Instead of taking it for what it is, it's the first MILAB. You want to know why that happened? Because Kathleen Maldron wrote a book changing quite a bit of the story. And if by going along with the MILAB, it effectively made her story moot.
Yeah, I mean, that was the stain on the dress story, and that was.
What was the whole story? It wasn't just that she said
I know,
that.
like I said, for me, like Bruce is wondering how I'm familiar with the case. I just as an interested person and a regular researcher on this, I just have followed that case as soon as I heard of it. Every time there was any kind of interview with her, I watched it, and every interview she seemed to add another detail or two here and there, and it got to the point where it's at one point I was taking college classes to be a policeman, so I took classes on how to interview people, how to ask questions that are open-ended, so they don't know they're giving you the answers that you want, but they are, that kind of thing. And one of the signs that someone is lying is as they tell the story, more and more details erupt into it, and sometimes you can input your own as adding an open-ended questions like, is that when the aliens grabbed you? And they're like, oh, no, that happened later. I just remembered that now. Those kind of details are usually always false. And she kept adding and adding and adding. And then towards the end, with the dress thing, I'm like, I mean, that's it. She's just begging for attention. She's at the end of her lifespan, which it would, near that time is what it was. And it just seemed false. It just seemed like she was making it up as she went.
So there was the dress thing. Well, there was something on the dress, okay? And then, now remember, it took them, 30 years before they did any analysis on it. All right. Mm-hmm. Can't trust any analysis after 30 years. I'm sorry.
I think it came out inconclusive anyway, so.
But we couldn't tell you where the dress had been since then. Oh, it was kept about. We don't know that. We don't know, some kid
wore it. She said she never washed it ever since, so at least that she knew of, but.
It should have been faded. It wasn't faded. So I was a little white. Okay. And then
I think she did. She said she kept it in a hat box in a closet at some point, but I don't know what the hell does that mean.
Well, then it would just been wrinkled up real good. And then then of course there's the thing on the car, like something physical came and grabbed the car and physically stopped it with power. That's not how aliens turn off vehicles. Then it lands. And the stairs come out and people walk over, not aliens, and loop their arms when you walk back. And we talked about that a minute ago, black shoes, black pants, black shirts, black duckbill caps. So this sounds like
more like a helicopter, like a Chinook style with the big,
Well, actually, If the gentleman I talked to was telling me the truth, it was a specially designed blimp shaped like a UFO, shaped like a flying saucer. Actually,
Really?
yeah, it was specially
That's
designed.
funny.
It was made back. The guy said it was actually made somewhere around 49 or 50, and it was used for going in and taking people to get information from people that had been taken by aliens. And they were just portraying the memories along, saying that they were the aliens and giving them cover memories that they were aliens. What's that, Jimmy? Well, with the Hills, it was a little strange. So you had the Hills. So you had the Hills' original story, what they originally remember. And then you have the extraterrestrial memories of what happened.
Yeah, it
But
wasn't for a few years later that they had the deep hypnosis regressions. This was Dr. Simon's work, deep regress hypnosis therapy, and wow, I mean the video of Barney relaying what happened in Canada, it scared even me. I mean, how old was he? In his 30s, probably, or no, he had been in his early 40s because he died at 46. So 5 years later, so he had been 38, 39, 40 when this all happened, screaming his mind off like a child. I mean, he was losing it literally.
Yeah, and that's what that's so. I mean, it was. But you don't hear that from Betty. None of that's coming from Betty.
Betty relays one story where she cried out in pain and recalls the man touching her on the forehead and the pain went away. And this was right before and or during the amniocentesis. So therefore, that was, again, the MyLabs. What probably happened was it was the anesthesiologist touched her on the forehead and then went and hit her with another jolt of, laughing gas or something to put her out.
Well, Larry, another way to know that it was a MyLab case is because it was 3 sets of memories instead of 2. So in a normal abduction, there's 2 sets of memories. There's the actual memory of what happened and the cover memory. That's how it is. But in this case, there was 3 sets of memories because there was a military abduction, and there was cover memories for the military abduction. So you had cover memories for an alien abduction, and you had cover memories for a military abduction, and then you had what actually went on in both cases. That's a lot for anybody's brain to hack. And over the years, we've run across this quite often because people ask me all the time, should I go public? I'm like, no, don't go public because, and if nothing's really happened to you, you can go public. You can say, oh yeah, this. But if you've had where you've worked on the craft, or you've been taught certain things about the craft, or certain things about what's going on, or certain agendas, or other certain things,
seen the engine room.
You're putting yourself in jeopardy because they're going to probably come take you, and they're going to probably put you under. They use it's kind of interesting the way they do this. They use sodium pentothal, sodium anethol, and they use a psychic. So the psychic, they use a telepath who does hypnosis with these 2 drugs.
They also use the buddy in jail with you as well.
Yeah, but this is just standard for when they're doing a military abduction. When they pick you up, you get 2 shots, wham, wham. And then you think they're taking blood, but they're not. They're giving you 2 shots. And then the telepath hits you with a particular signal that just kind of relaxes you a little bit. And then the interrogation starts. And so y'all do know that the drugs I was telling y'all does a couple of things. It's the lie detector drug. That's what it's used for. So the military and the army, it's actually a lie detector drug, but it does more than that. It makes the mind very acceptable to suggestion.
Welcome back, Heidi.
So not only does it allow you to be hypnotized, I mean, not only does it help them to know if you're telling the truth or not, but it allows you to be hypnotized and much easier. And if you're using a telepath who can reach in there and put things where they need to be correctly in a memory, it's going to be done much better. Now, they didn't start using telepaths till later on, but they were always using the sodium anethol, sodium pentothal. They still use it today because it works so well. But today they also use telepaths. Somebody said they started using them in the late 60s. So maybe, I don't know, here's my experience, but I don't know. No, because before telepaths, they were in the remote viewers.
Have there been any research done? Has anybody gotten to a MyLab victim? Let's just say victim. Has anyone gotten to a MyLab victim? close enough after the incident where they could test for drugs, and sodium amytal or sodium pentothal or sodium any other pentothal type thing was found.
Yeah, that's how we found out about it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Dead. So the first case was a British case. The guy said he got more. He said he thought he was roofied because he was all,
Hypnol.
So he went and seen his doctor, and the doctor said, well, that's a weird combination. He said, are you having hypnosis stuff done? He said, no. Doc started asking him all kind of questions, and he said, I'm having a hard time remembering certain things from last night. He said, well, that's an effect of this drug you were on. And the doc started asking more questions. So the doc told him start paying attention, because it sounds like you were roofied all right, but you were roofied and something was done, and then somebody cleaned the memory up. Of course, freaked the guy out a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean,
so then
I'd like to know who's just slipping me roofies and shit. Sorry.
So then the doctor suggested, maybe he should go get hypnotized, and if not, if it happens again, he should definitely go get hypnotized. Well, I don't know how long it took, but it happened again. So he went and got hypnotized and found out that yes, they were what they were doing to him, and it was some group. Well, MILABs are not military. It's a bad name, so. Technically, Melinda Leslie helped to coin the word along with myself. It actually comes from I know her name went right out of my head, right as I was going to say it. Son of a gun. Carla Turner is actually who really was the one who broke open military abductions. She broke it open, and 4 months later, she died of stage 4 cancer.
Yeah, stage 4 breast cancer, all of a sudden, bam.
Yeah.
And then we had 4. This is around the same time, I think, wasn't it? Around this, or maybe it was a little after. But we had 4 female show hosts on here 10 years ago, all that had.
Well, we had 5 actually get it.
5.
And, 5 got it. 1 died, 4 survived. All 4 retired because they all think it had something to do with the projects they were working on. They were all of them were working projects, writing books and working projects for us on reptilians, human grays. So we do a lot of different things with iCars. It's been used for a lot of different things over the years, not just for tracking abductions, but things that any information we get about the aliens inside of our own atmosphere, inside of our own planet. What are they actually physically doing? Feet on the ground, anything like that. We try to get and sometimes we get lucky and find some stuff out, or sometimes we can push people. We've actually met some people in the MILAB circle, and that's why the rumor got started on Coast to Coast that I was the guy in charge of MILABs, because we had friends in it. I said something, I forgot what it was so long ago, but I said something, and the guy said, well, only somebody who worked for him could have known that. And I'm thinking, no, not necessarily. I'm just pretty good at fishing out information. I'm good at making people talk.
Yeah, well, even if you're not, if you look behind and between the lines sometimes, and some of the research that can pop up around any of the subjects here, I mean, it may take you 30 years or 40 years, but you will eventually cross the dots and line the lines and put the T's on there and all that. And eventually you'll be like, holy crap, this is what it looks like. And from my end of it, I mean, Joe has a different perspective, but from my end of it with the research, there's some scary stuff out there. There really is.
There's always going to be scary stuff out there. A demon might get you and bite your asshole off. Did I say that out loud? Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't mean to say that. That was a slip of the tongue. No, but really, it's these days. There's only so much you can worry about. I mean, there's so much going on in our universe. So they're wanting to upgrade our galaxy to 200,000 light years now. Started out at 100,000 light years across. Now they want to upgrade. It got upgraded a while back to about 160. Now they want to put it at 200,000 light years. And it's currently eaten 5 other galaxies. Actually, I think it's eaten 4 and already ate 1 completely, but it's eating them alive. It's like a Pac-Man. Yes. We're a galaxy and it's eating other galaxies. Yes.
And it makes that noise too. Waka, 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 waka.
It probably does make some kind of weird noise.
I'll bet there's wherever there is the 2 galaxies meeting, I'll bet there's all kinds of radio frequency shit happening.
I bet you all kind of weird noise. I bet you there's all kind of weird noise going on right there.
No doubt. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. So we're growing in size, so maybe it might be a little bit harder for Andromeda. But last I heard, Andromeda was a little more than twice the size of us. So
how much bigger are we going to be after we soak up these other 2 galaxies? We're going to be bigger.
I don't know. Not that much bigger. I think the other ones are mostly eaten up, and Sagittarius is like 2/3 eaten.
Last one. Well, surely there might be something we intercept between here and Andromeda.
Nothing. It's clean sky, open sailing, blackness.
Maybe we'll go through a dense patch of dark matter and soak that up and get like 3 times as big, and boom, and then Andromeda.
It'll just get sucked into the black hole, make it bigger, and it'll just suck us all up and kill us.
Yeah.
Actually, Ronnie, I did see that. So that supermassive black hole was ejecting stuff.
Yes. From both ends.
Yes, it was like woo, like a pulsar or a quasar. I forgot which one does that.
It's like a disc. So I kick it like that, and so a pulsar went that way and that way. So it's like.
Yeah. So one of the scientists said that could be how a wormhole works. You go in that side, come out the other side, and the other side somewhere else. Well, a lot of people think that
you could have whatever it was. It was that light was made was whatever it went into the black hole, got split into 2 things, and went 2 different parts of the galaxy, and it's destroyed now. Either way, it'd be pretty scary.
Well, some people think that wormholes are giant white stars on the other in another universe.
Black hole, white hole, right? 100%. Because the stuff that they can dig out of these quasars, so they say. I don't know how they know this, but when I was a kid in science classes, they said a teaspoonful of a quasar weighed as much as a fully loaded, ammunitioned, gasoline aircraft carrier, which carries 6,000 people on board. 1 teaspoon of this substance weighs that much.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
Tons.
That's what the Dogon said about Sirius. 1 teaspoon would drop all the way through our planet. If you dropped it on our planet, it would go all the way through. That's how heavy it is. It's how dense the star is. I don't know how some African tribe knows this. I have no clue how they know these things. So yeah, they tried to debunk it.
They identified the 3rd star in a trinary system, where at that time, scientifically,
they identified all 3 of them.
2 a binary star.
So when whatchamacallit went to go visit in the early 1800s, we didn't know any of the dog star. We didn't know it existed. We didn't have
we knew there were 2 of them.
No, not when they met the Dogon. There was none. They predicted all 3 stars. Not 1, but all 3 stars.
I always heard it was they only predicted the 3rd one that we couldn't see at that point.
It was so their calendar is based on Sirius A, 55.5 years orbit. The B's orbit in A at a 55.5 year orbit. Well, that's their calendar. That's been their calendar since they existed. Yes, they knew about it long before we did. That was always the argument: is somebody must have told them because we knew. But no, you could tell by their knowledge they had known long before we did. Long before we did. And of course, they say the Nemos or whoever told them about it.
Nemos.
Actually, Gene, there just were a race that went into I guess it was like a giant lake or something. The ship went into the lake, and then these, I guess we'll call them reptilians, came walking out. The same ones that supposedly gave us our reptilian section of our brain that gave us consciousness. The ones who went and stole the Sumerian women and raped them, pillaged them, and sent them back and pregnant. Yes. I love the Dogon, but yeah, the problem with the Dogon is there's
okay. Oh wow! All right, this is interesting. The mystery of the Sirius B and C star. So we knew about A. The Dogon's knowledge revealed to the French anthropologists in the 1930s includes details of the Sirius star system that were unknown to modern science at that time. Sirius B, the Dogon knew about Sirius B, a white dwarf star, which was not officially confirmed by Western astronomers until the 1970s, 40 years later, 50-year orbit. They accurately described Sirius B's 50-year elliptical orbit around Sirius A, the brightest star in the night sky. Sirius C, the Dogon also speak of a 3rd star, Sirius C, an assertion that is currently unconfirmed by modern astronomy but has been speculated about. Still very interesting. I had thought they only had revealed the C star, but wow. Okay, yeah.
But see, that's what I was telling you. So when they're talking about B, it's orbiting A. That's what they're talking about, the 50-year
Yes.
orbit around A. So
50-year
they
orbit,
knew
yeah.
but what I'm saying is they knew about A before we did. They may have found out about A before they visited him, but the Dogon knew about all three stars before the humans did, before the white man did, I guess is what I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And that's people, we're talking thousands of years ago. You can only see it with a radio telescope. You can't see it with a regular telescope. And how did they figure out the orbit?
Sirius C is behind A and B, so from our perspective, so you can't see it most of the time, and you need a very high-powered telescope. Like there's only nine.
According
telescopes on the planet that can even see it. So
yeah, well, according to
you'll never find
astronomy,
it.
you can only find those three stars with a radio telescope, not with a normal telescope. You can't. There's something to do with the reflection, something to do with the star. You can't actually see them. You have to have a radio telescope to track them. And that's how they were found initially.
Are they behind our sun? Is that the problem?
I don't know what the problem is. I think it has something to do with their system. I don't know. I don't.
Whatever it is, reason. Yeah, they're having to pass through probably many gravity wells, and it's bending the light and changing it.
But we're digressing anyway. But Jenny, so you know this. They knew the star was there. They knew the type of star. They knew the density of the star, and they knew the orbit of the star. This is an African tribe living in the hills above Egypt. How the hell they know that?
The country of Mali.
And how did they know the orbit of the star?
How did they even know what an orbit was?
Yes. How did they know what the circulatory system was?
None of them went to any normal, structured public school system. They were taught by the people of their tribe. Yeah.
So they're not even the only ancient people that did brain surgery. I know, that's what I'm saying. And these people lived, you could tell because the scars healed up. The bones refused. Don't ask me, people. And what's really funny is in 3 of the bones, where they were dead, there was cadaver bone that replaced the bone that had been destroyed. That's what we use today, by the way.
It's probably where we got the idea.
Guys, I mean that's and that's 3,000-4,000 years ago.
Is that called trepanning? The cutting into the skull in that fashion?
I don't know, but it was it was all the doctors who seen this stuff all said the same thing. There was a damage to the skull. They went in and fixed it. Now, all doctors say the same thing. They couldn't tell you. They could tell you the person had lived for a long time because of the healing of the skull, but they couldn't tell you the outcome of the person. Was it messed up? Were they normal? They couldn't tell you any of that.
Right.
Yeah. So, well, no, we're getting ready. Well, we already knew. So next week, y'all going to get the Stephenville case and the Pascagoula case, and then you're going to get
the last 2 UFO cases.
And then we got 4 left on here. What were they?
We got Travis, via Boas. What's that? I can't remember his first name.
Oh yeah, Antonio. Yeah.
Antonio. Vilas,
and then we got the Allagash. Then we got the Allagash case.
Allagash, Pascagoula, Mississippi.
And then we got the Pascagoula case, which we're going to have. I think it's Calvin Parker. Somebody's coming on with us from the Pascagoula case. So,
you all,
Jack. I've talked to Travis Walton several times. What do you mean? How well do I know you? Mean, are we friends? No, I don't really remember me. I have no idea. He might not. But I've interviewed him 5 times. He's been on our network, the old network, probably 50, 60 times. On this network, probably 20 or 30. He might be close to 100 on all of them. He's a nice guy. I freaked him out a little bit when I told him, well, didn't you think they knew you were there, dude? He was like, wait, what do you mean? They knew I was there. I said, well, obviously they knew you were coming down the mountain, the old raggedy ass, noisy ass truck bouncing up and down the side of the mountain, lights flashing up in the sky, music blaring. I said, you don't think they didn't hear the chainsaws up there running all afternoon? I said, and these are advanced extraterrestrials. They had scanners that could see you coming down.
They could probably see them from the moon if they were interested in him alone.
I said, it's probably why you got out the truck and the other guys stayed in there. I said, I know you think they were cowards. I said, but they were probably willed to stay in the truck. They were probably only after you. I said, there's no such thing as a one-time abduction, just so you know. And I said, and I found out that there was an FBI agent in the woods in the same mountain with you that night. I found that so coincidental. Later on, he found out for himself. But, yes, people, nobody knows why.
Yeah, that is strange.
We got the information, even found out who the guy was, and that was it. You couldn't even find the guy after that.
You would only expect at worst, because they had the Walton gang, they were tree fellers. They just got the contract to fell this area of trees, so you would expect the only person that would be official they'd run into would be maybe a forester agent who would be like, "Hey, man, you guys got your warrant for this, what you're cutting down," and that would be it. But an FBI guy, why?
Yeah, well, they didn't see him. He was in the woods just wandering around. That's what they were talking about.
Yeah, why? That's my question.
And,
why would he be there?
And the reason we found out is because the sheriff ran into the guy and asked him who he was and what he was doing, because he thought maybe he had something to do with Travis's disappearance.
And he told the FBI, none of your business, back down, Mr. Local Cop shithead.
What he did,
sorry,
he flipped out his badge and said, "I'm with the FBI. I'm here on an investigation. It's classified. He's federal. He's federal supersedes state. Nothing you can do about it.
Not on state property, though."
Jeffrey, what do you mean? Oh no, you got to ask that on Friday night. I'm sorry, dude. We'll talk about we'll talk about all the cities and all the stuff that's going on Friday night. Mainly, there's a lot to talk about from what went on in Egypt. Well, see, Trump was all over the Middle East, so we'll be talking about all of that and all how the Middle East guys love him. We'll be talking about Europe,
doing some goofy stuff with the.
We'll be talking about Hamas. We'll be talking about Israel. We'll be talking about, of course, the shutdown, which will still be going on. Shutdown's going to be going on for a while. I think the last one with him was 35 days. So.
Then some doomsday, maybe we'll be talking about the opening days, volleys of World War III.
Yes, and then there's other things we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about how Trump's making great inroads with all the European people who hated him last time, loving him this time. I don't ask. I have no clue. But there's a lot. There's a lot we'll be talking about. His numbers do that, but the GOP's don't. His GOP's just do this. Wait, let me get you where you can see my finger. Get in there, fingers. Anyway, it keeps going up.
The aliens are taking half of you away when you.
Anyway, I'm back. No, we got to go because Michelle's coming on in just a second.
Michelle will be here in 8 minutes.
She will be here. She'll be dancing, going. Doo-doo-doo. No, I think she's wearing a belly dancing outfit tonight.
It's belly dance night tonight.
Yes. Don't ask me.
Yeah,
you guys are allowed to go in the room.
Pole dance night. That was Tuesday with Sean Kelly and Sunday with Sean and Sean.
The double Seans.
Double Shawnees, yeah.
There was still some more we could have talked about the hills, but we'll probably won't start with them. We'll probably just because we get in the hills, will be another added 15 minutes.
Which we know so much about that one, and we'll kill it again.
Well, maybe in the near future we'll start doing cases. Well, I want to get some contactees on, but somebody recently asked me if I just go through maybe 30 or 40 cases and do two cases a night for the next few months. It's a good idea, but.
Good idea, yeah.
But I'm working on something. We might do that. I don't know. We'll see. I got these 6. I guess I got to get out the way. I already promised they could come.
Hey, Joe, I know the guy who's the owner of the station. If we talk to him nicely, he might let us do it.
I don't know. I heard he said, "You know what?" But that's what I heard. We're not allowed to use that kind of language on here, people. Friday night we can't. Friday night and Saturday afternoon we can't. No cursing.
No holds barred.
This Saturday. No. John is in Frankfurt, Germany. Yes, he's having a good time.
I thought I saw he was in the Netherlands this week.
Oh, he might have went up there. He's in Frankfurt there for the book thing in Frankfurt. He flew out the other day.
He must have gone to the Netherlands for a day trip. I forget what he was looking at. Some kind of food dish he was going after up there.
He's up there. He'll be up there until next Sunday or Monday. It's an 11-hour flight from where he's at to where.
Is it the Frankfurt book fair he's at again?
Yeah, it's the largest one in the world. Yeah.
Is it the Frankfurt? It's in Frankfurt, Germany.
Yeah, it's in Frankfurt. Yeah, that's where he's at. Unless something changed, that's where he's at. So.
Yes, and while you're there, you can sample their local Frankenfurters, which in American is hot dog.
Who the hamburger? I don't know why they call it a hamburger. There's no freaking ham in a hamburger. I never did understand that.
It's because it comes from the city of Hamburg, Hamburg. It's in the city name.
Tell them the rest of the world is stupid. If you're going to use the word ham, put some in there. I know. That's a nerd.
Yeah, and if you you think ham is in hamburger, then you need to tell me what the meaning of spam is, because I know what the actual meaning for spam.
No, Jeff, we really got to go though. It's
Yeah, we got 5 minutes and we can't really mess around too much.
Give me who's on Michelle. You know what? I'm on my page. I got a bunch of those things for tomorrow about them crybabies. I got to get a job now that there's peace in Israel. It just cracks me up, man. I'm like, get the hell out of here with that stuff.
It is funny. Let's see.
Oh, we will be playing. They will be playing the woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize. We'll be playing her giving it to Donald Trump. So that's interesting.
There it is.
Oh, and then I posted a poster for all my friends up there that says he's standing at the pearly gates and he said, "But I identify as an angel." He's a demon with horns.
Oh,
and, but the angel's not going for it. So
and coming up on the Outer Realm. Coming up on the Outer Realm is not around here. The E.T. Graveyard Encounters with Preston Dennett and Dolly Saffron.
Oh, Preston and Dolly, man. It's the Dolly, man.
Preston and Dolly.
Yes. They're always fun to listen to. Yeah.
They put the P&D in Preston and Dolly,
Yeah. Anyway, we got to go. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and UFO Undercover. No, but next week we'll start out. We'll probably throw in one additional UFO case just to give you 3. Will we get through all 4 of the abduction cases next week? 50-50. Travis Walton's going to be at least a half hour. There's a lot of information across there. The Wiener Brothers, is that what you're talking about? Isn't that Allagash? Yeah, the Wiener Brothers. I don't know, something like that. Because a lot of these cases, to me, to be honest with you, 3 minutes. Okay. So when I got in this field so many moons ago, there was a lot of hero worshiping going. A lot of these people were heroes of mine. And then I got to finding out more and more how much bullshit
they're not so bright and shiny on the front, are they?
And how many people were just lying outright that it aggravated. So then I became, as I got more into the field, I became more combative because I got tired of hearing the bullshit. And then when I got to feel alien abductions was not acceptable. ICAR definitely gets credit for making it.
The only one 40 years ago really in the business of it was Dr. John E. Mack.
Yeah,
and maybe Jim Mars to a degree. But
yeah, Mars wasn't so much seduction, but no, we the ones.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Bud Hopkins. You're right. I'm sorry, Bud Hopkins.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah,
So there was David Jacobs and Bud Hopkins, and they were doing their things, and then we came along and really changed the way a lot of like the things we hear, downloads, and a lot of other terms you hear out there came from us. We're the ones that made them popular. We're the ones that were using them. Because when I got into the field, you don't take my word for it. You can go listen to Wake Up USA, and you'll hear me bitching. For the first 5 years, the terminology sucks. We need new terminology. People can't identify with this crap. And there's a lot of that. You'll hear it. And then you'll hear us start to use new stuff. And you'll hear every famous ufologist came on that show half a dozen times at least. So then you'll notice within 2 years of being on our show a couple of times, you'll start hearing them repeat things that you hear out of my mouth. We never get credit for it, mind you. But all you have to do is go back and listen to Wake Up USA, and you'll hear it for yourself. So yeah, that's why I answered the question, Gene. It does kind of piss me off sometimes. It's because we got a lot of hardworking people. It's not so much about me. They don't have to give me credit for anything. Just give ICAR credit or the people who work for ICAR. No, because I get plenty of whatever. You mean admiration? I get enough of that on my own. I don't need it from those kind of people.
Yeah, we're not in it for admiration or, well, money would be nice, but it's not the idea of the research. Yeah. Look, the idea of the research is to get to the bottom of the truth, get the actual real story from beginning to end as much as we can from what all the different countries of the world that have this phenomenon, and it's global.
But Jeff,
and find out the reasons and the why for it. I mean, that's the main goal. I mean, and is it a good thing for us or is it a bad thing for us? Should we allow our governments to spitefully decide for us without letting us know even any of the facts, and in fact going out of their way and intimidating us and killing us and doing other things to us to keep it secret? I mean, that's really the main thing. Is WTF is going on here?
Yeah, they need some ghosties in his background. I got on. I just
Yeah, I was just thinking that it's almost like the room you would see like Ebenezer Scrooge and the ghost of Christmas present, the first visit and on Christmas midnight, Christmas Eve midnight. Come with me,
What the hell are you talking about?
All right, it's 9:10. We really better.
Yes, we got to go.
Close it up.
We're gonna get out of here. No, I was gonna play a song. I was gonna play some Ghostbusters, but no, we're gonna get out of here and turn this bad boy over to Michelle. Let her do her thing. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Of course, any moans, groans, bitches, gripes, or complaints, please write to Jay. He wants to hear it now. He said something
you don't
about.
have my email.
he says I'll give it to y'all. Don't worry, people. I'll make it public for all y'all. Fuck with it. It's just write to Jay.
I have a good spam blocker.
Yeah, that's anyway. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for listening to United Public Radio and UFO Paranormal Radio Network and the UFO Undercover with Jay McNicholas and Joe Montaldo. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. And again, we'll see y'all Friday, but Friday's all politics, so bring your smart card for Friday. Actually, you need to be smarter for this show.
And bring your facts too, because if we catch you in the act of a Democratic BS, we'll call you out on it.
Well, come prepared with your argument for the closure of the country, who's at fault, who's not at fault, but not just that. And I tell this people all the time, and I tell this in ufology everywhere for that matter. If you're going to come to bitch, which is fine, I don't mind. Think about bringing some answers with you too, or something you think might help things along, because you never know who might come up with the right answer. But on that note, we got to go, guys and girls. I want to thank you all again for tuning in to United Public Radio and UFO Undercover. On that note, good night and go join